Most people are stuck in a system designed to work harder and not smarter. We're here to expose the strategies, the loopholes and the life hacks the 1% use. This is universal basic knowledge.
How do the wealthy keep making money even when their investments lose value? Every investor takes losses. That's just part of the game. But did you know that there's a way to take those losses and turn it into tax savings? It's called tax loss harvesting. And the wealthy use this tool to keep more of their money legally. So here's how it works. If your investments lose value, you can actually sell them at a loss to offset taxable gains elsewhere in your portfolio. This will ultimately reduce your tax bill, sometimes even eliminating it completely, depending on how bad that investment was. But there is a catch. You can't just sell it and rebuy it, the same asset, immediately. Also, this is something that you typically do at the end of the year. So say it's December 31st, you see that you're essentially in the red for a specific investment. What you want to do is sell that asset on that day and then buy a similar asset is going into the beginning of the next year. This is where that strategy comes in. The wealthy use this tactic strategically, timing their losses to maximize tax efficiency. And while they're keeping their money invested, they don't panic sell. They tax loss harvest. So you can use this strategy both for stocks in the public markets, crypto, and even private investments. Here's some examples. So as we mentioned, most people do this on December 31st, right? At the end of the tax season, right? And if that's a holiday, they might do it slightly before. Ultimately, the trade must be executed before the end of the year. On January 1st, or 2nd, I guess, when the market opens up, you can almost rebuy a similar asset. So, as an example, if I have $10,000 that I put into Tesla and it didn't work out, and I'm down to $5,000, I now have a $5,000 loss. And so I can sell that for a $5,000 loss and say that my overall portfolio, I am up this year $25,000. So I owe $25,000 if I sold and I have cap gains, like capital gains tax. And now I get to subtract my $5,000 loss against this. So my effective tax rate is $20,000 as an example. So now I have essentially saved myself significant money based on what I was going to have to pay. The one caveat to this system is that essentially I can't just go and buy Tesla again. You need to buy something slightly different. So you can essentially buy a ETF that has Tesla within it as an example. Now with crypto, you can actually buy the same asset. There aren't the same restrictions, but there are limits to this strategy. But tax loss harvesting is an excellent way to save money on your taxes at the end of the year and then essentially pay less taxes to the government and ultimately be able to reinvest in the same assets. It's just something that you should set a reminder for. I personally put something in my calendar on that last day of the year, and then it just reminds me. I look at my portfolio and you rebalance it. You very quickly. Generally also remind my friends, feel free to send this to your friends and they will definitely appreciate you. We'll probably buy you a dinner. So that's an extra little bit of savings there for you as well. So tax loss harvesting is like having an undo button on a bad investment, except this one saves you thousands of dollars in taxes. The reality, most people leave money on the table because they don't understand the system. The wealthy do, and now you do too.